Today we are talking about Santa Rosa, and I'm going to try and give you the ultimate guide of what it's like to live here. And if you are a buyer that is exploring Sonoma County and you're interested in Santa Rosa, this is going to kind of break down some of my favorite neighborhoods. When people think of Sonoma County, they think of rolling vineyards, tasting rooms, and sleepy little wine towns. But the truth is, the heart of wine country beats right here in Santa Rosa. It is the largest city in Sonoma County, but it's not your typical big city. It's really a patchwork of neighborhoods, historic, modern, artsy, rural, each one with its own character, story, and rhythm. Before we go any further, if you love Sonoma County deep dives like this, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, and enjoy future insider tours, real estate breakdowns, and what it's like to really live here. I think I offer a unique perspective because I moved here about 4.5 years ago from San Francisco. I'm not a fifth generation Sonoma Countyan, and so I think I offer a little bit of a different perspective. And a lot of people that are moving here, maybe from out of state or from out of the area, may like kind of my spin on things. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa was originally home to the Coast Miwok and Pomo people, and it later became part of the Mexican land grants. And by the mid-1800s, settlers were building farms, ranches, and eventually a downtown around Santa Rosa Creek. The first non-native permanent settlers were the family of the widow Doña Maria Carrillo, who was the mother-in-law of General Vallejo and aunt of Mexican Governor Pio Pico. By the 1850s, a Wells Fargo Post and General Store were established in what is now downtown Santa Rosa. And in 1867, the county recognized Santa Rosa as an incorporated city. And in 1868, the state officially confirmed the incorporation, making it officially the third incorporated city in Sonoma County. The railroad arrived in about 1870s, and that turned into a bustling agricultural and trade hub. Then came Luther Burbank, the world-famous horticulturist who developed hundreds of plant varieties here in the area, from fruits and vegetables to the famous Shasta daisy. You used to be able to order in to get all of your seeds. I mean, you can still order in for catalogs, but this was like a really big deal to be able to get some of his seeds. You can still visit the Luther Burbank Home and Gardens downtown. It's a piece of living history right in the city center. By the early 1900s, Santa Rosa was thriving. Beautiful Victorians went up and the downtown core grew. Today, the population is around 178,000, and Santa Rosa has evolved into a blend of old and new, preserving that small town character while offering everything you would want from a modern city: nature, delicious food, community, art. Here are some other fun facts that you might not know about Santa Rosa. In 1928, the Santa Rosa Symphony was formed, making it one of the oldest symphony orchestras in the Western United States. And Charles Schulz, the creator of the world-famous Peanuts comics, lived his later portion of his life in Santa Rosa, and you can see his imprints all around Santa Rosa. We go to Snoopy's ice skating rink all of the time. There is a Charles Schulz museum, and you will see Snoopy characters, all over the place. The Charles Schulz Airport, so there's a big love for Peanuts in the area. In 1911, America's first official airmail flight was completed from Petaluma to Santa Rosa, which is interesting. And Robert Ferguson Observatory in Sugarloaf Ridge, which I did not know, and I'm really looking forward to checking this out. This is the largest observatory in the Western United States. It is committed to public viewing and astronomical education. So I definitely want to check that out. All right, let's talk about real estate. So Santa Rosa by far has the most home sales, about 1,400 this year when I'm making this video in 2025. And you compare that to small towns like Sebastopol, which had less than 200 a year. So Santa Rosa is by far the most diverse area in the county in terms of both population and real estate. The county is divided into 4 quadrants, so to speak. So you have northeast, northwest, and then southeast and southwest. The average of these 4 areas is about 720,000, and the highest sale that we saw this year was 6.1 million. Let's start with one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's kind of in the heart of the town. It is the McDonald District. I really think this is kind of the crown jewel of all of Santa Rosa, in my opinion, based on just kind of the grand Victorian architecture, beautifully manicured lawns and heritage heritage trees. I'm a big sucker for the heritage trees. The streets really feel cinematic because they actually are. In 1943, Shadow of a Doubt was filmed on McDonald Avenue, and it just kind of is very evocative of very traditional kind of Americana, and I just love this area for its architectural beauty and walkability. Now, homes start kind of in the $1.2 million range here and significantly go up, and they rarely come on the market. They're usually handed down from generation to generation. People wind up staying for a really long time. Let's talk about Junior College and Proctor Terrace. These are going to have kind of that classic Santa Rosa feel. Again, tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors, and homes kind of 1930s, 1950s with tons of character. You can easily access Montgomery Village here. Families love the Proctor Terrace Elementary School, which is one of the top rated schools in town. And prices are going to range, let's say, from $700,000 to about $1.1 million. Grace Tract is also another area. All of these neighborhoods wind up kind of bleeding into one another. It's great for privacy, a little bit bigger lots. And it's, something established. It's a great central, serene location. I love a lot of the streets don't have power lines in the front. They have them in the back. And so it just has like a really nice feel on the streets. And it can be quite kind of challenging. That's a really competitive market. Actually just got a client into the Grace Tract area, and we had to beat out, I think, 3 or 4 other offers. But it's great, especially for a starter home in the area. Let's get into kind of some nature-backed neighborhoods, still kind of staying on the eastern side. So I'm talking about Montecito Heights, Bennett Valley, Rincon Valley, which is a little bit further east. The land is going to change. There's more hills, there's oak trees, vineyards. This side of Santa Rosa is really designed for people who love views and nature. Montecito Heights is one of the most scenic pockets in town. Custom homes are tucked right into the hills, and views stretch across the valley. You're going to find mid-century homes, modern rebuilds, and a lot of peaceful winding roads. It's minutes from Annandale State Park, which connects to Spring Lake and Howarth Park, one of the best trail networks in Northern California. You can hike, mountain bike, or kayak and never even leave the city limits. Homes here start around $1.1 million and can go up from there. Below is Bennett Valley, and it's one of the most kind of family-friendly neighborhoods in Santa Rosa. The schools are well known. You have Yalupa Elementary and Strawberry Elementary, which consistently rank high. It's peaceful, green, and is anchored by Bennett Valley Golf Course and Howarth Park, which is a favorite spot for families. It has a really beautiful lake with picnic areas and summer events. Homes are going to start kind of in the $800,000 to low $1 million range here, depending on the location and also the updates to the property. There's also an amazing area called Bennett Ridge, and I have a client who just closed on a house today there. This area is going to give you a little bit more land. People are going to have maybe about an acre and a half or so. It was mostly destroyed by the 2017 Tubbs fire, but a lot of rebuilding is happening there, and all new construction definitely has fire safety in mind. There are so many new requirements with fire safety, like defensible space baked right into the design of the property, roof materials, really all the home materials. You're required to have solar now. And that particular area is a fire-wise community. So that means the neighborhood is taking extra steps to make sure that they have fire safety practices in place. And ironically, the house that they just closed on did not require fair plan. That is a consideration for Santa Rosa in general, but it's really kind of hit or miss of what is going to require fair plan or not. Interestingly enough, and we'll talk about this area in a little bit, Fountain Grove, which was heavily destroyed by the fires, most of those homes do not require fair plan now, which I find really interesting. So if you've been watching this video this far and you've had fire insurance on your mind, it is so property specific. It's now also buyer specific. So sometimes if the buyer had a previous claim and they are trying to get a new policy here, they can actually trigger kind of that fair plan qualification, so to speak. So it's so dependent. I would not cross Santa Rosa out. I would not cross off specific areas that may have previously burned because you're scared of the insurance. You really have to do your due diligence. Obviously work with your trusted realtor and figure out, okay, does this require fair plan what is the premium going to be? Go through those steps, but I would not close off those areas. Okay, heading a little bit further east into Rincon Valley, we have really good friends that live there. They love it. The schools are also really well known. You have quiet cul-de-sacs, easy access to outdoors. You're going to be that much closer to Sonoma proper to get into the town of Sonoma, to get into Glen Ellen and Kenwood. So some people like that access. You're going to have access to the hiking, the trails, running and cycling. This side of town also hosts some fun local events like the Rincon Valley Firefighters Parade and Festival, which has been around for decades. And overall, this is a really beautiful area. Let's talk about the central and kind of the west side, Railroad Square, West End, and Roseland. This is where some might say the city kind of really comes alive. Downtown and Railroad Square are really the historic brick buildings, boutique shops, tons of local restaurants. You're going to find wine bars and live music and community events like the Wednesday night market, outdoor concerts, and art walks. So if you want to be close to the action, you should check out this area. The Railroad Square and West End district keep that early 1900s charm, a little bohemian, a little industrial, full of creatives, young professionals, and first-time homebuyers. Homes here are going to range from about $700 to $900, and you can easily hop on the SMART train for an easy commute to Marin or San Francisco. Going a little bit further west is Roseland, and this is really Santa Rosa's most culturally rich areas. It's known for incredible food, think taquerias, pan dulce bakeries, and weekend food trucks, and there's a strong sense of community. It's also really changing with new housing, parks, and retail development, and homes tend to be a little bit more affordable here, starting about in the $600,000 range, making this a really great entry point into the Santa Rosa market. Okay, heading up north into Fountain Grove, Larkfield, Wickiup, and then we're going to go a little bit further west into Santa Rosa Country Club. Heading north, you will find Santa Rosa's more modern and upscale side. Fountain Grove, as I mentioned, was very badly damaged in the 2017 fires, but what is emerging from the ashes, so to speak, are new, sleek homes, beautiful new construction with, of course, those stunning views. Now, one criticism of the area, we lost a lot of trees, and so some folks have lost a lot of privacy, but everyone, it seems like, is keeping that in mind, planting things that, are going to be fire appropriate, local, but are also going to grow quickly. So I predict, 5-10 years, a lot of those trees are going to be coming back on, and you're going to get the privacy that Fountain Grove once had. A lot of people like this area. They have their own country club, and certainly if you're looking for those amenities, it's a great area. It also attracts a lot of the medical workers, doctors, people working at Kaiser, the Providence system, or Sutter. This area attracts a lot of doctors, I think, because of the location. I had a buyer that was looking in Fountain Grove, and they were also looking in Marin, and the homes are going to be kind of in that $2 million range, about in the middle, but what you can get there is just so much more than what you could get like in a Marin. You're going to get a big house, like 4,000 square feet for that price. So if that's something you want, you have a big family, highly recommend looking in that area. Larkfield Wickiup feels semi-rural. It's going to have bigger parcels. You're going to have access and kind of more vineyard feel, and it's going to be a mix of older estates and new builds. You're going to be close to the Shiloh Regional Park. You're going to have access to horseback riding. It's a short drive to wineries, to the Russian River. And now I want to take you a little bit further west into the Santa Rosa Country Club. This is actually one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's, I would say, kind of in the Sebastopol Rosa area. It kind of borders Sebastopol, and I like having that access. And this is an older kind of mid-century community. It has the country club, so you can access that if you want. But the lots are a little bit bigger. And again, they have all those heritage trees, which I'm just a big sucker for. I love wide streets with big trees, and I just really like the location of this area. A lot of the homes are also single level, and there is an awesome trail right next to the Summerfield Waldorf School, and I think this is a great area, and it might go overlooked for a lot of people, so I would encourage you to put it on your list. Santa Rosa has a little bit of everything. It has outdoor adventure, miles of hiking and biking through Annandale, Taylor Mountain, and Treon Regional Park. There's the big cycling culture. There is, of course, amazing wine and food. Just really anywhere in the county, like you're going to access amazing food and wine, from St. Francis to Matanza Creek, Paradise Ridge, and dozens more. festivals like the Sonoma County Harvest Fair, Ironman Santa Rosa, Luther Burbank Rose Parade. There's also the Symphony, which we kind of talked about, the Luther Burbank Center, which hosts, amazing artists and comedians and performers and events all year round. It's really, really a state-of-the-art center, and I love going there for grown-up events and events with my kids. And then in terms of the location, you're 20 minutes to Healdsburg, which is great. If you're on the east side, you're going to be that much closer to Sonoma. If you're in kind of the center, it's really just kind of a quick drive, probably about an hour to get to the Golden Gate Bridge. So I really couldn't say enough things about Santa Rosa, and I would highly encourage you that if you were looking in Sonoma County overall, I would not just stick to, like a Sebastopol or a Petaluma or some of these, smaller areas. I would open up your search and really think about what your life would be like in some of these neighborhoods that we talked about today. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, make it a great day. And if you do have questions, feel free to reach out, emily.beaven@compass.com. Thank you.